the Little Friend 7.62 Assault Rifle. This assault rifle was added with the Scarface character pack, and it's an assault rifle that features an underbarrel grenade launcher. Let's take a look at the stats. So my stats are being modified by some skills and my mods. If you want to check out my builds in the description. This gun has a magazine of 20, total ammo of 50, rate of fire of 612, damage of 170.1, accuracy of 88, stability of 68, concealment of 3, threat of 24, and reload time of 4.5. Now, one of the unfortunate things about this weapon is that there's actually no unique mods. Every mod that it has is something that's already in the game. So it can take a barrel extension, a boost, a custom auto single fire, a gadget, and a sight. Like I said, nothing unique to it, so not much to go over there. There's also one other thing I want to point out. I don't know if I'm just retarded or something, but there's also no way to check what the grenade stats are. You know, like what its damage is or anything. At least I don't think so. I've tried pushing buttons on my keyboard. I've mashed face against it. Nothing really happened, so your guess is as good as mine. So let's just see what it's like in some gameplay instead. The Little Friend, which actually isn't all that little. So it's pretty obvious that this is a hybrid weapon, combining both bullet and explosive damage, all in one nifty little package. And because of that, in my opinion, I think it's extremely fun to use. So the grenade launcher is fairly powerful, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm not actually sure what the stats of the explosives are, because I don't know if they just aren't shown, or if there's some fancy way to switch to the stats of the gun. But for the most part, I just play around with it, and that's how I get my impressions. And that's really just how I find out how most new weapons work anyway. You know, I'd rather get a feel for it and see how it works with some first-hand experience, rather than just looking at some numbers, theorizing in a setting that will probably never actually apply to practical situations. In any case, the grenade launcher, it does a decent amount of damage. On one down, I have no problem killing shields with ease. Not too sure about the other specials, but any more than one grenade will usually do the job. During this gameplay, when Winters and his cronies show up, it only took 2 shots of the underbarrel grenade launcher to kill the majority of them and send them away. So take that as you will. It's definitely a really solid addition to the gun. Now, as for the gun itself, if you're familiar with stats from other weapons of the game, you'll notice that it's basically a DMR kit rifle, like the M308. You know, a lot of damage, decent accuracy, not so decent stability, not good concealment. If we were to actually compare it to the other DMR kit rifles, it would probably be one of the worst ones, since it has bad accuracy, it's not really all that high, it doesn't have very many mods for customization, and of course the biggest thing is that it has half the ammo of any of the other DMR kit rifles. I know, that's just how they decide to balance a gun that has an explosive attachment directly on it, but it's still a factor you have to consider. So the starting pool of ammo is only at 40 rounds. And the pickup for the gun is pretty bad too. Right now in my build I have fully loaded, and even while using it with fully loaded, it still felt very bad. Well, that's at least a one down difficulty, that is, since it still takes quite a few shots to kill regular guys. On Death Wish and below, this gun, even with the gimped ammo, it would still probably be really good. I don't know, since I haven't really tried it too much, but yeah, overall, as a weapon for one down, you're going to be running out of ammo pretty fast. But what's actually kind of surprising is that the ammo pickup, not for the gun, but for the grenade launcher, is actually really good. It's not like super amazing one-for-one pickup or something, but, it's still really decent. To the point where in most situations, I'll never actually have to worry about being out of grenades. I can pick up 1, 2, or 3 packets, and I'll probably find a grenade somewhere in there. And considering that, with that gun alone, you have 2 methods of killing enemies, the grenade and the bullets, and you can get ammo back for both at the same time, it's a pretty win-win situation right there. So the ammo, it might prove to be problematic, only if you really, solely rely on one form of the gun, either explosive or bullets. But, somehow if you forget about your secondary weapon, that'll also be a problem too. So you'll run out pretty fast, but it's not going to be a big problem with people carrying ammo bags, with just being able to sustain it yourself using a secondary. Shouldn't be an issue. Now, this weapon, it doesn't have very good concealment, so it's not really a candidate for concealment builds. Not too much of an issue, big bummer for me, but, if it could, it would be some jack-of-all-trades weapon, which it already kind of is. There aren't very many ways to mod it, and the way I modded it, I just realized now that I forgot to go over what mods I have on it. I have the single fire mod, a sight, and a lead combo. But yeah, mostly the important thing to mention, I guess, is I just like putting on single fire, treat it kind of like an M308, because I know it can go full auto, but with that kind of gun and that kind of ammo, I don't really want to spend it all in one place. I'd rather pace myself. So I put on single fire, take shot after shot, make sure I, well, try to hit most things. I have pretty bad accuracy. And, you know, even if you wanted to shoot faster, it's not very hard, just click faster. Kill a dozer, quick, quick, quick. I don't know. So I also ran this this weapon with the skills for accuracy and stability because it's kind of subpar accuracy. And the stability was okay, but the accuracy was pretty bad. I couldn't hit anything without it. And I guess something I forgot to mention is that the accuracy for the grenade launcher, the grenade launcher has the shortest range of any of the explosive weapons in this game, barring throwables. So you've really got to aim it up to get any decent range out of it. But fortunately, it's a grenade launcher, so you know, you're not really going to have to worry about trying to shoot a sniper at it, so I think you'll be okay. It's still got a short arc, it's worth mentioning that. In any case, this weapon has a wonderful combination, and it sounds like it would be overpowered as hell. And, you know, the weapon is pretty good. You know, say you're looking at a bulldozer, you could quickly pop off a grenade, take out his faceplate really fast, finish him off with bullets. Or, you know, in a pretty similar situation, you're looking at a large group of enemies, and they're kind of mingled with shields, which may pose a problem sometimes. But, you know, in this instance, switch to your grenade launcher, pop off a grenade, kill all those shields, finish the rest with bullets. Easy peasy. So the fact that it has a fast switch between the grenade and the gun mode makes it really nice for lazy bums like me. But to be honest, at the end of the day, you'd still probably get more bang for your buck if you just carried a regular gun and a grenade launcher combo. Like, say, take for example, an M308 and a China Puff. You know, alone, both of those weapons outclass both parts of the little friend for their respective weapon types. And, you know, there's a small cost to that. There's two weapons. But, you know, is that really such a big problem? You just switch your weapons? I don't know. So you make of that what you will. It's definitely a fun gun, though, and with the added flexibility and novelty of it, it's a pretty interesting weapon. I can definitely see myself using it in some armor builds in the future, but it's not exactly gonna rock my socks off.